Hey everyone, Max at the microphone again. The Blast in Lisbon has just wrapped up, and after 2 months of silence, the developers have finally released a somewhat big update. Up until now, we've only seen minor bug fixes, but it's finally spring and the cleaning has officially started. Something that will both please and disappoint many of us. But while you have time, check out Skins Monkey. Use code GABEN and get up to a $5 bonus. Select a few of your current skins, pick a new one in the same price range and exchange your old and ugly CSGO items to something new and shiny from Counter-Strike 2. Use code GABEN and buy skins much cheaper with a 30 plus 5% top-up bonus. Skins Monkey, links and my code down below. As the dev stated, this is a spring cleaning update, and that usually means removing outdated systems and unnecessary code. Despite their previous promise to bring back all the old game modes in an interview with PC Gamer, they continue cutting more and more elements related to Danger Zone. This time we're talking about weapons and items that were left over in the game files. It's worth noting that this kind of removal happens extremely rarely. In the past, Valve often left unused elements in the game files for years, even decades. But this cleanup has actually broken several community maps that relied on those now deleted items. When CS2 first launched, you could still start matches with the Danger Zone config, but over time more systems were cut until it eventually stopped working. This cleanup feels like the final nail in the coffin. It's important to note that Danger Zone was a passion project for a few developers following the rise of the Battle Royale genre. But after those devs left Valve, even near the end of CSGO, you could tell that interest in updating the mode was fading away. I wouldn't count on them recreating this mode from scratch on the new engine, as the effort just wouldn't be worth it. Personally, I enjoyed playing Danger Zone as a casual player, but now it will remain only in our wet fantasies. On the brighter side, there's a new interesting file called Mission Tile. At first glance, it's just a set of styles for an element in the panorama interface. But if you dig a little deeper, it reveals some exciting details. Most likely somewhere in the main menu, either next to the armory or within it, there'll be a banner displaying the mission name, description and a progress bar. It looks a bit similar to the missions we saw in previous CSGO operations. Clicking on the banner will likely activate matchmaking for the mission-specific game mode, with this video playing as the background. But does this mean we'll see a full-fledged operation? Probably not. More likely, these missions will be another way to earn stars for the armory, replacing seasonal operations with something more permanent. Now, speaking of maps, on Inferno they slightly widened Banana to match the size of the CSGO version. And on Train they cleared visual clutter throughout the map to improve readability. Of course, it wouldn't be a Valve update without new money squeezers. They've introduced a new fever case and 3 weapon collections for the weekly drop, adding up to around 70 new skins. This update feels like a small appetizer before the main course. In April, most of Valve's employees head off for their annual family trip to Hawaii. Typically, shortly before, during or after this trip, they rarely drop a big update, because if something goes wrong, fixing it becomes a huge headache. Also, Mapcore recently announced the 10 finalists of the big adventures. The winners will be revealed in May, and Valve might wait for those results, since previously they've officially added maps like Anubis, which they eventually bought the rights to, and Chlorine, which only was removed after 3 months in rotation, and let's not forget Biome. By the way, since my last CS video, a line called Counter-Strike Cheat ID appeared in the localization for Steam partners. And in addition, the FAQ page about game restrictions now includes a note saying the Counter-Strike rating of players who received a temporary VECnet ban will be adjusted, whether if it was them or players in their party. This seems like a move to punish bad actors boosting other accounts with cheats. Also, recent update removed the option to report opponents for griefing. This was likely done to prevent people from abusing the system as a workaround to deal with cheaters. The only reasonable explanation I can think of is that they're trying to clean up data for their anti-cheat. On another note, there's now a new trade protected item category in the Steam inventory. The community speculates this could mean you'll be able to lock your own skins or maybe even lend them to friends. In March, CS2 finally broke the record for concurrent players online. I'm not saying this is a completely accurate number, but to debunk the popular theory about case farming bots, you can check the stats from the Steam API. According to that, less than 7% of users are playing Arms Race and Deathmatch. The rest are either sitting in the main menu or playing Premiere. Leave a comment with a cactus emoji if you watch this